okay?
I'm going through it.
Are you okay?
I am more than okay. I feel really solid, and I'm going to let you people around me know what is good and not good and what is my boundary in life, and I'm going to make that clear. I'm going to communicate it to the world clearly.
Yes.
And confidently.
Nobody's listening, right? Hi, Andrew.
Hey.
So happy to chat with you for an hour as though no one were listening.
Yes, nobody's listening.
And is no one listening?
Yes. Actually, no, people were listening. I was very surprised last week how many people chimed in. Go to Solvang. Is that the name of it? Solvang.
Yeah, Solvang.
Go to Solvang. There were so many comments. Amy on Spotify said, my mom adored Solvang and took us a couple times as kids. I decided to take a girls' trip there for my 40th years ago, and it was such a fun time. Definitely should be on your B-list vacation stop. Do not pass up the Able Skivers.
What are those?
I looked it up. I'm glad you asked. They are a delicacy supposedly invented by some Dane back in history.
Some Dane.
Some Dane. They are you ready?
Yeah.
You're not ready, actually.
Okay.
I wasn't ready. You'll see why. They are like a waffle or a pancake formed like a tennis ball.
Ooh, I bet I'd love those. I mean, it sounds almost like a beignet.
It does. So maybe we have Able Skiver in our future, maybe not near future, but that sounds delicious.
Does sound.
Able Skiva.
Danes, it really...
Once you've been with a Dane, you never go back.
Well, of all of the kind of... What's that area called? Scandinavian?
Their lovemaking is so intense and deliberate, but gentle. Like it's everything you want.
Well, it's
all
also
at once.
about warmth.
Yes.
But so in the Scandinavian countries, I just always think that Danish men have the biggest dicks.
Everybody knows that, yeah.
Doesn't it seem like that?
The Great Danes, they're hung. That's the nickname for them.
Great Danes.
Mm-hmm.
And they need warmth.
Mm-hmm.
They need hygge.
That's cute, warm stuff, right?
That's
cozy stuff.
Cozy, like candles and
now if we're gonna talk about the women and their pert, that's not what we're going to talk about. If we're going to talk about the women, a lot of the Scandinavian countries, the Swedish get so much love, the Swedish women,
they
right? They
really do. So much love.
And no knock against them, but the Danish women, oh boy.
I always think of them as a little shorter.
Yes, which is fine for me.
Swedish women, I do think culturally there's always... And it's not fair for women to have to meet this ideal, and it's exhausting. And I mean, I struggle with it all the time.
Yeah.
I grew up when unfortunately, in my formative years, the thing that you wanted to be was like no hips, no body fat, no curves. Mm-hmm. And that really fucked a lot of us up who came with curves and hips and stuff. And now, luckily, like you want ass, you want tits. Maybe. I mean, you want you. Listen.
Yeah, everybody wants different things. Let's be honest.
Everyone, but I think culturally there is... It's so funny. Do you think back on when I feel like there was this thing of J-Lo has made it cool to have a butt?
Yeah.
Still, I look back on that time, I'm like, she was teeny, tiny, but she just had a butt.
Yeah.
But that's nice. It's nice that now in my mid-40s, I can kind of find there's inspiration for different body types, which is great. Ashley Graham, who is stunningly beautiful, I feel like is something that you wouldn't have seen 30 years ago.
Agree.
And on magazine covers. This is all to say, the Swedes have had their day in the sun. The like tall, slender, A cup, like good for you. And I love your skiing and I love your meat. I don't love your meatballs, but
I do. Your husband loves your meatballs.
My husband loves your meatballs, and I would love to be there.
And you're still gorgeous.
You're still, oh my gosh.
Don't worry
those
about
blonde
that.
locks,
Don't
those
worry.
blue eyes. And I honestly think Sweden just took so much sun out of, there's Switzerland.
That's a different thing?
Yeah.
The Swiss and the Swedes.
See
the
what
Swiss
I
and
mean?
Swedes.
And like Sweden covered both Switzerland, which I think of as more kind of the European versus the Scandinavian, like Denmark, Finland,
Daneland. Danish.
Iceland.
What country is the Danes? Holland? Amsterdam. Amsterdam? You don't know?
I was thinking it's Denmark.
It is Denmark. Is it Denmark?
Yeah, but you really fucking got into my head about Daneland.
That was a joke.
I know, but it really twisted my brain up.
Yeah.
But then Holland, the Dutch.
Yeah.
So it is confusing. There's Dutch and there's Danish.
Yeah.
And there's Finnish.
Yeah.
And there are probably some cool countries we don't even know about over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy for the Danes to get their shine on. I do think of Danish women as keeping things mysterious a little more.
Listen, and this is like 1 in a million, but if you can find a blue-eyed, brown-haired Dane, look out.
Why do you think that's one? I think that's probably pretty common.
A blue-eyed, brown-haired Dane-ish woman?
Yeah.
Isn't blue eyes and brown hair in general pretty rare?
Okay, while blonde hair is iconic and common in Denmark, various shades of brown hair are actually more prevalent.
Sure, but with blue eyes?
With blue eyes. I'm not getting any straight up answers.
How about this? Take it out of Denmark or Daneland for a minute.
Oh, Danish people are Scandinavians. No shit. Therefore, blonde hair and blue eyes is pretty frequent there, as it is in other Scandinavian areas.
Well, that's not what we're talking about. We know that. Google this.
Oh.
What percentage...
I thought it said brown hair.
No. What percentage of blue-eyed people have brown hair? That's what we want to know.
Of blue-eyed people have brown hair.
Yeah.
Only 4 to 5%.
And if you can find one, hold on tight. Ride
hold
of
on
your
tight.
life. A ride of your night.
Golly, I've never thought about that. And then you think of, like, does Denise
Richards?
Great
example. Ooh!
There is something, and like that actress on White Lotus season 1. Yes. I have never really thought about how magnetic that combo is.
And then you throw the Danish thing into it, and oh my God. Right?
If you could have any eye color.
I just said it. Blue eye.
No. For you.
On my frame?
Yeah.
On this bod?
Yes.
I don't know. You're looking at them. Do you think the blues would work for me?
I don't think blue would work.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
What if it would be fire? Now, I can't get blue contacts, right? You could go the other way. Like, if you have blue eyes, you can get brown contacts, I think, right?
Do you know I had colored contacts at one point in time?
That doesn't surprise me at
all of us did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. Like,
what
there
did
was
you
a
have?
phase. I had, I think, green, and I think that is, green is a very special eye color. And I have some green in my eyes. I have hazel eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, my hazel just turns into this kind of like browny gray green, which I actually think my eyes are going to look better the more gray hair I have. They're going to
I could see that.
They're going to kind of like come into their own.
What would be harder for you if I left
the cataract set in?
If I left you for a blonde or if I left you for a brown-haired, blue-eyed?
Blonde. I don't know why.
Just without a doubt in your bones?
Yeah. Now here...
Because they have more fun?
Can I propose a theory?
Yeah.
Now, I was also blonde at one point in time. Of course, this is me striving to be a completely different person than myself, which was...
I still would like at some point in our relationship for you to go blonde, just to see for fun.
Haven't I?
No, not when we've been together. You've gone like a little lighter, but that's not... You've gone blonde before.
It's a whole thing. I don't see it happening in this lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to... I'm like, I kind of want to embrace the gray.
Great.
That's coming in. It's slowly but surely making its way. You said to me last night, when do I think you're going to be all gray? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe another 20 years.
That seems like a very big guess. I think earlier than that, but you might be right.
But I'm excited I hope it happens to me sooner than later.
You're going to rock it. Yeah.
I think it'll be good. And so I don't like the time it takes to grow this. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go all blonde because that's hard to come out of.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
So
you have to do it in steps, sort of.
You'll just have to look at
annoying.
my old headshots as Elizabeth Hunter when I, for a hot second.
It doesn't hit the same for some reason, the old headshots. I try, but it just doesn't hit the
Gross. Ew. Okay. So I also have those headshots where I'm like, have like a little, my attempt at like a pixie cut. And I'm looking at like all
old.
sultry, and it's just not me.
No.
Why have I spent so much of my life trying to be not myself?
I don't think you have, actually. It was just like a little blip.
I go through a lot of phases.
No, I don't even think so.
Oh.
Not with like how you look now. I think you had that phase when you were like Elizabeth Hunter and stuff like that.
I mean, I literally changed my name.
But that's fine. I think you go through phases of like things that you're into and like your kinks and stuff. But like, I don't think, just normally, like how you look and stuff.
Okay.
All right. Let me get to the main event, which I've been dying to tell you about. Your jaw okay? You trying to loosen your jaw right now? What's going on over here? What are you doing?
I am having some jaw issues.
Okay, don't do whatever you're doing.
Okay.
I'm going to have to blur that out.
Blur it.
Okay. All right. I need to tell you about how I almost got in a fight with the coach. I need to explain to you.
Okay.
All right. One of our childs.
We're off to a
One
great
of our
start.
Julia childs.
I'm reading her book.
Oh, you are reading her book.
Yeah.
Let's not get distracted.
Okay.
One of our kids is doing flag football, which I've talked about, and I think I've mentioned on this show. I've actually mentioned on other podcasts that I've gone on how terrible the coach is. So the coach sends a text message that practice is going to be on Saturday at
3.
Yes, 3 p.m.
And let me give a little context or refresher.
Mm-hmm.
We're nearing the end of the season. This coach has been like otherworldly bad at communication.
And all over the place. Practices are never on the same time and day.
And also very frequently get canceled last minute when we have to drive and other people have to drive a long way to get to the practice, which is in and of itself frustrating because it's a league we signed up for that is much closer by. But for some reason, this coach has practices way the fuck out. And it's comically bad, the communication.
Yes. So on the day of the practice in the morning, one of the parents in the thread says, hey, just confirming practices at 3, which no one normally would have to do if you always knew practice was at a certain time and day. But in this particular situation, all the parents always feel like we have to confirm because we never know if it's going to get canceled or if it's the right time. And the coach says, yes, although I might be late, he says.
Mm-hmm.
To which a parent says, then why don't we just make it 3:30?
Yep.
To which we all sort of agree that's a good idea. And I chimed in at some point a little snarky, right? Or a little...
No, not that snarky. Coach, this is your response.
Right.
This is quite a long drive for many of us. Can you please let us know the exact time for today's practice?
Perfect.
After he had said, might be a little later.
Might be a little later.
Lil.
Yes. And so...
His response is, be there at 3, just said I will be running a little late.
And then a parent was like, we'll be there at 3:30, chief, right? Like, come on. Like,
he says, this is what sent us. Like, this sent our house into a tailspin.
Yeah.
Coach's reply, can't give you exact time I will be there. I have a life. To just have a heads up, I'm going to be a little late.
So I'm fuming at that text. Right? And I think all the parents are thinking,
everyone
what
should be.
The fuck are you talking about, bud?
You have a life.
We all have a life. We're driving an hour to this practice. Just tell us when you're going to be there and we'll be there. We're already accommodating your crazy schedule, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then a parent is like, let's just do 3:30, right? Something like that, and then everyone starts thumbsing that up. So I get there at 3:30. I take our kid and their friend and no one's there.
Also, this is rough that you took our kid and their friend. Like, you have 2 children there under your tutelage.
Yeah, and I'm already fired up before I even get there.
I actually knew. I was like, I don't think I could have taken them. I forget what the situation was, but I was like, I'm nervous about you going.
I know. And I think there was some nervous about it that somehow after this event, which I'm about to explain, our daughter later said, like, you also said that you like wouldn't do anything about this, like not say anything sort of.
Oh,
So
no.
at some, I think there must have been a sense of a worry that I might.
Well, you were like, hey, because we were workshopping all the potential responses of we all have a life. Or, I mean, the thing I wanted to say is, and this is real rough, and of course I would never do this, but we were just kind of fantasizing about how he would respond. And I was like, maybe don't be a coach if you can't do the basic coach things, like set up practice times.
Oh, you're going to love what I ended up saying.
Well, I'm so excited. I mean, I'm so torn about this because I did, okay. You texted me during this and said, it kind of went down between you and Coach, and that our daughter wasn't making eye contact.
Well, let me tell the story. You're jumping way ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. But I both love this side of you, and I feel like I was feeling all the same feelings and like, what is wrong? Like, how selfish are you? There are 10 parents with lives and families and kids.
Yes. I have a life. What are you talking about, Coach?
I have a life, so I get to just be late and say and practices whenever and put all of you else into a situation where you're just waiting around is so rude. And
it's insanity.
I was frustrated. And this isn't like, this is building upon an entire season's worth of this type of behavior.
Yes.
Okay.
So we get there at 3:30. We're the first people there. No one else is there. Like I'm already annoyed.
That's what happens when you start. I mean, it's like a self-feeding loop. When you're a coach and you don't have times for anything and you show up late to everything and sometimes things get canceled and nothing's set, then people don't feel obligated to be there.
We would have a better record this season if it was a real coach with the same practice every week at the same time. Yes, this makes the team unity fall apart. People start coming late. Everything you're saying makes so much sense. We get there first. No one's there. And I'm already like mad because no one's here. We're the only people here. Where the fuck's the coach? Then 2 other parents and their kids show up. And now it's like 3:35. And I start going like, I can't believe this guy's not even here, like after the whole text thread. And these parents are like, oh, we've worked with him before. He is flaky. So they're kind of like,
no kidding.
They've surrendered to it, right? So then one of the parents gets a text around 3:40. Before this, I tell the kids I brought to the practice, if no one's here at 3:45, I'm gone. We're leaving. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But then one of the parents gets a text from the coach at 3:40 saying he's running a little bit late. And
a little bit. I'm just kidding.
And I say to the parent, I'm like, well, how late? And he said 5 minutes. And he said for me to get them stretching, for that parent to get them stretching. And so this poor parent is just like, girls, go throw the ball around. He does nothing to start the practice or get them stretching or anything. And it's not his responsibility to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
This is important because the coach later brings this up. Okay.
Okay.
But anyways, the coach tells this guy, I'll be there in 5 minutes, which should be 3:45. The coach is not there at 3:45. I'm like bubbling over. So he finally gets there. I think it's like 3:55. I've already not left, which I said to the girls, we're going to leave, but I'm like, gotta wait, right? I'll be cool because now there's other kids there and I don't want to take them and they'll be bummed. So the coach walks up and he does not apologize or say anything. He just goes like, hey, and he's walking through and I go, hey, unacceptable. And he goes, I'm sorry, what? And he instantly is triggered. Like, he instantly goes into barking dog
I'm so
mode.
uncomfortable hearing this, but also I love it.
And he's like, what? And I go, this is unacceptable, you being this late. And he goes, what are you talking about? I told him to start the practice. And I go, it is not his responsibility to start the practice. You're the coach. And he said, you guys knew I was going to be late. And I said, yes, we knew you were going to be late when practice was supposed to be at 3:00. That's why we all said, let's start at 3:30.
Good.
Okay. And I'm getting heated.
Oh, I bet. And then just curious, like, where are the kids?
Okay, so there's like some bleachers that I'm sitting on, and the coach is standing in front of me. The kids are behind him, like at the field, a little distance, but they can see and hear.
Oh,
but
boy.
the coach's back is to them. And I'm looking at the coach, and when I tell you how angry and rageful this guy is at me, I mean, I triggered this guy big time, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not fucking letting down. And then he gets into this, what am I supposed to do? And I say, well, for one, you can get here on time. That would be incredibly helpful. And his only response is, what am I supposed to do? And he's getting angry, and he keeps saying that over and over. And so then I just start saying, coach. And then he goes, what am I supposed to do? And I say, coach, be a coach. And I'm waving like, go out to the kids that are behind you, right? And so.
Oh, my God.
And when I'm telling you this guy is like ludicrous, seeing red, rage, and like it's my fucking fault. And I'm getting so angry, but I'm just saying, be a coach. Be a fucking coach that's on time. Do your job. Like, what the fuck? So then my adrenaline's going, right?
Oh my God.
And then he finally goes off, and he turns around, and then he's like all upset, and he's walking over, and I'm like, oh boy, these poor girls are going to have a rough practice.
It's tough, especially
right?
Like, does he know who's yours?
Of course he does. Okay, he definitely does. Right? So I'm like, God damn it. So I'm almost like a little regretful, but then I'm like, this is fucking crazy. So then I have to make a decision. What am I going to do now? Right? So I'm still on the bleachers facing practice. And then so I just decide I got to be big dog. And I just lock in on him for about 15 minutes. So if he ever looks over our direction, I'm just dead-eyed, confident looking at this fucking piece of shit. And so he then did definitely soften, and the girls had a totally fine practice. And then he was being like nice to them. But boy, did it get off to a crazy start. Now, the other funny thing is the kids have a water break, multiple.
Yeah.
No one, and I mean, of course, our daughter, but when I say no one would look at me when they all have to come to get their water, the entire practice.
They were probably scared of you.
I don't think they knew how to react. And then the practice is finally over, and we leave, and we're walking to the car, and I'm like, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, I went for it, and this guy's fucking rage, but it was beyond unacceptable.
It was. Now we need to talk through this.
Okay.
I love this. Like, I'm really torn because I would have loved, it would have felt so satisfying. Now, one thing you left out is like, you were kind of alone in this. Like, all the parents kind of.
Well, this was the other crazy thing. There were actually only 2 other parents there, 2 other adults there, which I don't even know how that worked out for the practice. And one of them
is like works or does.
Both of them had worked with this coach before, and so both of them were like, he's a flake. So I am alone in this fight at this practice. Yeah. So it's just me. Yes.
Okay. Now, to have some empathy for him, which I know is hard in this situation, but like for him to be so and I've given this a lot of thought over the season, what his life must be like.
Sure.
For him to think this is okay and to be so bewildered when people are like, tell us what time, and like asking basic things. I think he's someone, and for him to be so triggered the way you said, I'm like, he must have a really hard time managing kind of basic life things.
Yes.
And so if we can have a little bit of that. Now, I also don't like, there's a lot of behavior beyond this, like cussing and stuff like that I'm like, you have a lot going on. But just to say, I don't think you handled it right.
What?
I do think you were warranted in that feeling, and him being called out is absolutely warranted.
Yeah.
But I think when we're like, I'm crossing this. This happened this morning. I want to tell you about a car coming at me at the stop sign.
Yeah.
I scream my head off and I'm going, fuck you.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to say I'm not above this. I'm if, upon reflection, to model for kids the way to handle that sort of conflict is not by having a yelling match, which I know it turned into.
Right. But I will say, though, I was firm and confident and maybe was raising my voice to meet him a little bit. But I was advocating for the kids and the parents.
Mm-hmm.
I never was being like out of line in any of my messaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually think, so later my mom, and this was a sweet thing to hear her say, I was telling her about it. And our daughter walked over because I was FaceTiming and said hello during it. And I said, and my mom goes, well, sometimes it's nice to see your dad, stick up for those kind of things. Which I was like, that might be nice.
That is nice. Now, I do think instead of in the heat of the moment, like right before practice, it could have been a thing after practice going up to him.
Yeah.
This is how I think it should have been handled, to be honest.
Okay.
But then I actually have an alternate.
Okay.
Which is going up to him and going, hey, this is unacceptable. How you respond in the text thread, you have a life, is unacceptable.
Yeah.
We should also say this is an expensive for us activity to be a part of. He's getting paid. I would have a lot more kind of leeway for like a volunteer parent coach. That's not what this situation is.
Yeah.
And so I think you could have addressed that after in like a more kind of person to person instead of like audience style.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also had the thought before this of like wanting, and I've had this thought a lot, and actually speaking of, having been through stuff, everyone should go listen to BETH'S.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little paranoid that now you stand out to him as the problem parent, even though I'm sure lots of people have been talking about him.
No, absolutely. Yes.
And I definitely wanted to report him.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like because of this, it makes me nervous reporting him because it's like if he found out, someone reported to you and said this, and this, and this,
mm-hmm.
like even if it weren't us reporting him, if someone else does,
mm-hmm.
he's going to think it's us. And given that he has such a rage problem, it makes me nervous because he has info about us.
Sure. I understand that, but I also think living in that kind of fear is sort of absurd that we would be afraid that the kid's coach is like going to come hunt me down. Like if that happens, oh my God, that guy is like beyond a piece of shit and would get in so much trouble. And like, I think there's like such a fear. I did nothing wrong. And I think there is such a fear for like telling people when things aren't going right and going well.
Well,
this
it's because we live in a culture of like guns. I mean, it goes back to like road rage and stuff like that. I mean,
but I even think I'm even speaking to what you're saying about empathy. I can have empathy for the guy, and maybe he really does have a hard life and all these things going on, but communicate that to us or anything. I still don't have to apologize for being disappointed in all of this behavior. Like you can have empathy, but also I could still do exactly what I did. This is unacceptable.
I just think what you did, it was the wrong timing and you were at a height of frustration. Yeah. And in terms of like modeling for kids, which is all we like when it comes to kid stuff, that's all we're doing.
Yeah.
I also know what the feeling is of being a kid and, my dad had he was kind of like, he was very steady until he wasn't. And he got like, nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
But I always had this feeling of kind of fear of his like anger.
Mm-hmm.
And just that feeling of like, oh my God, my dad is,
Yeah.
That's tough too.
Sure.
Luckily, you were able to take them to the mall and buy their loyalty.
No,
back.
They had such a fun night.
Yeah. And she also understood. I mean, everyone is like, what the hell?
Everybody.
We also feel like this is a sport that was new to our kid. And luckily, I mean, she really likes the sport. But like, he did nothing this is so important, these formative like group sports, especially for girls. And all he did was got in the way of them loving the sport.
No, I said that too when I was like, be a coach, go coach. Like they just want to play, like get out there. Like, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was definitely in my top 5 of like heated confrontations.
Wow.
But in a way, I would also say my most confident I've ever been in one of those things.
Wow.
Because it was just like, fuck this, man.
Yeah. I get it.
So,
and I would have loved to have seen, I didn't even get to, I love hearing it, but I'm also a little conflicted about it.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Like, would you have been embarrassed or would you have piled on? And also, I actually kind of wonder if you were there alone. There's a world where I could see you blowing your top, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without question. Okay. This morning, I'm crossing the infamous fucking
crosswalk,
4-way stop. And I'm alone. It's not going to school time. It's a little later. But I am crossing. I'm wearing my New York hat. This is relevant. Mm-hmm. And the thing happens at this goddamn crosswalk where a car is just coming up to me. Like, it stops or it slows to give me enough time.
Had it already stopped at the stop sign and then was going slowly?
It had not stopped even. It had done the California, I'm going to kind of barely slow down, but acknowledging that there is a stop sign there. So it's not like there's no awareness.
Yeah.
Then it just comes up to me and is slowing down, but creeping, coming into my personal space. And also in a way that the moment I'm out of that lane or not even, it's going by me where I could reach out and touch it.
It's infuriating.
Just, I actually had gotten so much better about all of this. And I had kind of made a vow not to carry this with me this year.
Yeah.
And I've done a pretty good job. And there's also a new system at this crosswalk that we have with flags and seems to be working. We still don't have our crossing guard, whatever. But in the meantime, another car. So I'm on the crosswalk. This car's coming from across the intersection towards me. There's a car stopped like a good person that I'm going to be walking right in front of.
Yes.
Okay. So that's bearing witness to this, which I'm so glad for because that young man in that car changed the course of my day.
Okay.
Because that car's coming up and I turn and I look at him and I did a stop.
Yeah, slow the fuck down, asshole. Stop.
And he does which happens all the time. And it's the same type of guy also.
What do they look like?
Well, I don't want to get into type of guy, but.
You just said it's the same type of guy.
It's a middle-aged, kind of bearded, he maybe rides motorcycles on the weekends, that type of guy. And
it's a pretty cool guy.
But just too cool for school and does a you're walking, what's the big deal? And go.
Yeah.
And so I'm turning and I'm making a big His window's not down, so I don't get to yell, but I'm sure I would have. But I then cross in front of that car and that guy rolls his window down. And I am the adrenaline, I'm like you with the coach, the adrenaline is up, my hackles are up, and I'm just you better, this is going one of two ways.
Smile, babe.
Yeah, a nice young man.
Okay.
Good looking, which helps.
Nice.
Huge smile.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm crossing here. What are you doing? Being me. Because
is he making fun of you or no?
Kind of, but in such an effective way. It instantly disarmed me. And because I had done the motion of literally I'm crossing here. And
Whoa.
I go, yeah, right? And he goes, right. And I said, I have my New York hat on. Don't mess with me type thing.
You said that?
Yeah. So bad.
You gotta get rid of this hat.
Why?
You have no ties to New York. It makes no sense.
I lived there for many years.
3 years? 4 years?
What?
5? How many years did you live there?
Let's see. Yeah. five and a half.
Okay,
I lived a whole life there, though. I met you.
But, great, but it's not. We've lived here 15 years.
I owned a place there. I waitressed. I worked in landscaping.
There's nothing about you that feels New Yorker.
It set up my whole life for me.
Whatever.
UCB Theater.
It just seems like it's a middle finger
I'm
to
a New
this
Yorker
town.
through and through.
You are not a New Yorker through and through at all.
Okay. Well, anyway, I was so grateful to this young man for completely diffusing it. He was kind of teasing me, but in a way that was also the real bad guy was the other guy.
Yeah.
And
speaking of stranger interactions, I went to the Apple store and they had like the 3 people from, I don't know if it was PETA or it was some animal thing, they're out there trying to get you to whatever, sign their thing.
Donate, whatever.
And I have tons of empathy for those people. But for those companies, isn't there a better way to get people to sign up and give donations than to harass people outside of the Apple store? Like there were 3 people, just vultures. And so everyone walking in.
I don't even know if they do that. Like they might have been scamming.
But like, it's just like, there's got to be a better way. But so anyways, I finally tried on I'm going to speak in French to these people.
Oh
and
my
it was
God.
Super simple.
Wait, okay. Sorry. I didn't know this is the story that was developing.
Yeah.
Back it up. I need you. Where are you?
I'm going to an Apple store.
So you're walking down a sidewalk up to an Apple store?
Yeah. And there's 3 people outside harassing, people going in and out of the Apple store. So I dodge on the way in.
Okay.
Because they're already targeting other people. But on the way out, I'm like, I got to deal with this. And I think this is my perfect chance to try to implement my French thing where I'm going to say, I've always been planning on saying like, I don't speak English.
Okay.
But then I'm like, that's too much. It's too much. So then I'm just thinking, I'm going to say, désolé, sorry, right? And that probably sounded not French at all. But I'm thinking, who cares? They're not going to know. But then I think, this is like the perfect solve, okay? One fucking word. They try to get me on the way out.
No,
I just say, bonjour. And then I just keep walking. Like, hello. Like I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know. Bonjour. And then I just keep walking. And it worked like a fucking charm.
You're kidding.
Yeah, because what are they going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, also like that person, do it how you said it.
Bonjour.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Something like that.
I mean, I also think...
I wasn't like, bonjour.
Okay, if I were that person, though, I would go, wow, okay, either that's like an idiot French person who is making their way through Los Angeles without, like, no, whatever. Or it's someone who is doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. And to what are they going to do? Call me on it? Like, because that's what I'm thinking. Are you going to call me on it? Because do you really want to deal with that?
Now, what if they're like, oh, bonjour, parlez-vous français? And, then you're caught.
Well, then you embrace the catch and go, you got me. And then you just keep walking. Right? And then then they might laugh. Right?
That's funny. Oh, that's really funny.
Now,
je ne comprends pas. I mean,
je ne comprends pas anglais, right?
Yeah.
Désolé, je ne comprends pas.
Your désolé is tough.
How would I désolé? Which means sorry.
Yeah.
How would you say it?
Désolé. I just don't know if...
I'm just going to stick with bonjour.
Bonjour and then je ne comprends pas.
Bonjour. Now, another fucking wild thing. What is all these people like, what do you call it? They're like, these vultures. I was at Target.
Vultures are a very important part of society.
There was an AT&T guy at Target, which I've never seen, but I assumed that they were in the electronics section, maybe like selling cell phones or something.
In Target?
They're in an AT&T uniform.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And I'm walking past the electronics section. This guy eyes me from a distance and he's locked in on me. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, hey, bro. And he goes out to fist bump and he's approaching me with the fist bump.
Oh, that's tough.
And I say, no, man, I'm all good. And I deny the fist bump. And he keeps his fist bump out and follows me for like 4 feet of like, no, you got to give me the fist bump. And then, which I'm just like, I'm on my way. I already said, no, I'm all good, bro. But like, what are you doing? Do
Well,
not
he
try
might.
to touch the customers.
Okay, but Andy, Jesus.
I'm becoming like a cranky old man.
You
Sort of.
sort of are,
Sort
but
of.
I also
I have boundaries now, and I'm proud of my boundaries. Like, I'm actually really saying what I need and what I don't need. And I'm also trying to give that to other people in the supermarket now. I try to really be nice and friendly and like, excuse me, when I'm like passing people, instead of, I think I was a little more skittish in the past.
Okay.
I'm going through it.
Are you okay?
I am more than okay. I
Okay.
feel really solid, and I'm going to let you people around me know what is good and not good and what is my boundary in life, and I'm going to make that clear. I'm going to communicate it to the world clearly.
Yes.
And confidently.
Okay, so one thing I think when people starting out, are learning the process of setting boundaries. Something I've experienced and then unexperienced and then experienced and unexperienced. But sometimes when you're like, okay, now I'm going to try something new here and set boundaries, you might come in a little hot, which I feel.
Why are you saying that when people are trying it on? Wouldn't they maybe be more like skittish trying it on?
No, there is this thing of like overcompensating of like, this is common in relationships also, like, I'm going to set a boundary. And instead of the boundary just being like a quiet thing that now exists for you that you're holding to calmly and being like, it's matter of fact.
Yeah.
Coming out and being like, I'm setting a boundary.
No, I said, thanks, I'm all good. Or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm sure I was a little dickish about it, but I don't touch me. I don't want to fist bump you, and don't follow me.
Well, I was going to say, maybe put yourself, you didn't.
Why do you you are always you have to put yourself in these other people's shoes.
No, I wouldn't change anything about you, obviously. That's clear as day. I'm just saying, this is just an interesting thought experiment. Mm-hmm. Why would someone follow someone around who's clearly not going to be a customer?
They're trying to make
with
a sale,
your fist out?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the only thing giving them life. Like it might be a game in their head that they're like the next motherfucker that passes by and it's like, no, I'm going to try to get that fist bump, which is something like I could see you doing.
Sure.
And I could see me doing.
And then my reaction to them is like, oh, they didn't get that point. And then they're probably fine with it, right?
Yeah. I don't think they're talking about it on their podcast. Maybe they are.
Okay, let's move on for all the stranger situations, I guess. They're not all strangers. Oh, I did want to make one more point. You saying like me being worried about like the coach coming and like trying to beat me up or something.
Yeah.
There is a difference between that and like you yelling at a random car. That worries me a little bit more because you don't know that person.
The gun
there
thing.
Aren't social. Also the
no,
guns.
No, that's true.
It is. I'm not trying.
We have a friend whose fucking truck got shot.
Yes.
Because the asshole person who shoots random trucks, thank God his kid wasn't in it.
Yes.
Thought he was honking at him when in fact it was the car behind him.
Right.
Like, we live in insanity.
Right. But that's a great point. But that, or even that person just getting out and like, throwing something at you or hitting you or whatever, all of it bad.
Love to see them try.
All of it bad, where that I think takes a little bit more care and you should be a little bit more cognizant than on someone that that's a part of the community, I just want to make that point.
Well, I find it in my thing, I'm like that person with the car who I don't know and they don't know me. As soon as they drive off, the situation's over. Whereas I'm like, this coach might show up in 3 years from now and it's been stewing and stewing. Like, they have access to where we live.
I don't think he does. But I think the organization does.
Well, I'm sure you could pull some strings. Okay,
so I do have some news that I want to share with you now about my physical. I went to my physical.
Yes.
I have some arthritis in my back.
Oh, wait. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Because last night, I don't even remember how it came up, but I did bring up the exercise thing, and I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I need to exercise more. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. Yes.
At all.
Yes, you are correct. It is going to be
so,
on my New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
Get active.
And you're going to have like a meetable plan?
Meetable? Sure. Doable?
Not just get active.
Yeah. I got to figure something out.
Okay. Because it is like, of all of the things, after stopping smoking, exercising, even if it's just a walk every day.
The walk is so great.
Is so key for
Yes.
like, and also, can I just say, I'm going to be on my pulpit for a second and then we can talk about your arthritis, but mental health.
Yes.
Stress relief.
Yes.
All of physical things.
Yes.
It's so important and it scares me. I mean, it's probably been like 6 months.
I know. I've slid into a very bad situations. I've had moments where I was working out a little bit more, even better than that. Had moments where I was like playing tennis or like, being active.
Yeah.
Right?
And I learned the lesson, and I guess I'm grateful for it in some ways now that I'm on the other side of it, knocking on wood. But the only time in my life where I truly stopped doing anything was when I was on a million little things and we were on Zoom all day, and it was like, I just lost the plot. It was COVID. It was stressful. Yeah. You couldn't go out. And that was probably about 6 months where I was like, I didn't have the bandwidth to do it, or so I thought.
Sure.
The truth is we all have the bandwidth. You just have to carve it out and make it a priority. But then what happened? Then I was knocked out for like 8 months, and it made my life, your life, a living hell.
Your back issue. Yeah.
Because I ended up having to have surgery and stuff. So lesson learned. Okay, anyway, but then last night you said, but otherwise a wonderful
I did have a wonderful physical.
Now how? Because
I guess, yeah. So he did say, though, that I have a little arthritis in my back. And I had two questions. I said, well, one, what is arthritis? Like, I know my mom has arthritis, but I don't know exactly what it is. Do you know exactly what it is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it's a good question, huh? But he said it's the calcification of
bones.
Must be the bones, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, what does that mean? And he goes, it just means you're a human. And I was like, oh. He's like, this is just what happens.
How did he know that?
From the x-rays they do.
Wow. Yeah. I always thought they were just looking at your lungs.
No, I guess that's a part of it too.
And breasts.
And then, as I told you, I had like a week's worth of anxiety about the prostate exam. And it must have been that like the time before was extra, but it was okay. It was fine. And like,
good. You went to the mall afterwards and you were like, I'm starving because you hadn't eaten. And it is like, you fast
the physical.
For the blood draw, and then you go and you're so hungry and you're like, I'm starving. I have to get food. And I was like, what are you getting? Because I also wanted food.
Why didn't you just speak what you want? You were dancing around this thing. What are you doing? What's going on? I'm like, I'm hangry. I'm starving. I have lube falling out of my butt into my underwear.
Well, and that comment on the heels of the night before, and I'm trying to really be sympathetic because I know it is invasive, like having something stuck in your body. I
don't know how you do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kind of brings us back to sexual intercourse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
okay, to clarify, you love butt stuff.
No. Listen, I don't like butt stuff. I don't. I've had stuff in my butt from a medical perspective, not sexual, except for that one thumb by the Marine. And that was a terrible experience. So point being, though, it kind of speaks to a little bit of, we have different sexual appetites. You're like, you want it all the time. And I'm like a once a week situation. And then you get through phases you've been in lately where you're like, I can tell there's this energy coming at me.
Yeah.
Where I know you want it and I feel guilty. And I'm like, maybe there are other people I know there are people who do it every day. And there are people who do it once a month. I feel like we have a good thing. There's something about something being invasive in your body, even if it feels good. And, there's also sometimes something a little painful afterwards or something like that that I'm enduring that you have no concept about except for a prostate exam.
Once a year.
Once a year. And I do know, like we talk about even getting moles removed and stuff. When you have even a micro trauma to your body like that.
Careful.
It can be it can like take it out of you, and you kind of need to have an emotional recovery.
Yes.
So you're at the mall, you're going to get Cinnabon. I was hungry. I was home with our child who was sick again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I didn't want to foist my food needs upon you. I truly was going to go, hey, if you happen to be going somewhere and I could add something, great. I didn't. And then you said Din Tai Fung, and I was like, hallelujah, that sounds great. But the lube comment of like, hey, I have lube falling out of my butt. I'm like, I have lube falling out of me into my underwear a lot. Okay?
But
like,
you're making your point, but you're also not making your point.
Yeah,
okay? Because I don't. Like, I don't. It happens once a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
But can you imagine if every time I'm like, hey, be nice to me?
Well, but I hadn't eaten. And here's the thing. I feel like it became so clear to me, this back and forth we were doing, and I was so hungry and annoyed and trying, and I ended up having the best goddamn cheesesteak I've ever had in my life.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
And then finally, as I'm coming down from that cheesesteak, and you keep asking all these questions, what are you going to eat?
I was also working. I was like...
Right, fine. But it crystallized once I had let some of my energy dissipate, and then I was like, oh, she wants me to get her food. And so I was just like, why didn't you just say, will you get me food at the mall? What are the options? I didn't understand that until so late in the game. So I was just frustrated that you kept asking me what I'm going to eat. And I'm like, let me just eat what I want to eat. Let me get my Cinnabon and my cheesesteak and not feel guilty with this lube falling out of my butt.
Okay. This is all fair. I do have to say, and I understand that. I think had you had glucose to the brain and stuff, I feel like we have a language over text. And anytime someone says, what are you going to get to eat? When you're like, I'm going to get something to eat. The subtext is, because I might want something to tell me so that I can then let you know what I want.
This is me making a new boundary with you. Just tell me when you want something.
Okay. All right. Well, it worked out amazing.
Really? Because I thought I didn't get home till like 2 hours later. You must have been so hungry.
I was so hungry, but I hadn't been fasting. I had breakfast, and I was working kind of up until you got there, and I was working on a Zoom with someone, so I wouldn't have even had a chance.
Great.
It all worked out. I know there's been a lot of like playful riffing today.
Yeah.
I just want to say...
I'm like bracing myself. It's either going to be like really sweet, or it's going to be like a life coach. Like, oh God.
No. It is so. I think it's sweet. It's coming from a sweet place. I am so appreciative of you.
Oh, I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have had some real moods lately. There have been some moods.
The lamp thing.
I'm gonna get choked up.
I'm really sorry for. Did you want to talk about that, or were you want to finish what you were going to say?
And well, I guess we should. But that was a very sweet moment. I'm so lucky to have you. I was in such a funky mood a few days ago, and I swore it was because my period was coming, but it didn't even come. So I don't know what that was about. But I was like having big feelings for no real reason. And I feel like if the roles had been reversed, and I mean this, and this is unfortunate, and it's something I need to work on, I would not have had the grace and patience that you had.
I told you like a day later, you kind of apologized when I said, it's all good. I told you I knew it was so wild that I was looking at it through an anthropological lens. Like, I knew not to take it personally because I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but like, this can't have to be with me. And so I was just kind of sitting back and like, whoa.
That made me laugh so hard when you said it was interesting from an anthropological perspective of the moods. Because I feel like you'd walk in the house one day and there's like anger radiating, and then
10 minutes later
I'm happy.
Yeah,
and then
I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? But I thought you were gonna get your period too. That's another thing that in my mind was like, maybe she's just getting her period.
The writing's on the wall. I also was talking about I was having like crazy sugar cravings and having kind of bingey behavior, which I hate that feeling, and it's triggering for me. It feels very out of control. And anyway, You were very sweet and patient with me. So kind. Like, and good on you. Because I feel like
I'm smart enough not to know. What are my options here? You think I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Then, you would have unleashed the beast.
I would have, but I also don't know that I would come. If you were having that sort of situation, I would have to like dig deep to meet you with the kind of patience that you came and kindness. Now, yesterday morning, I went to get my water on my bedside table, and I have a lamp of my grandmother's that is truly one of my prized possessions. Like, literally, we talked about during the LA fires, that's one of the first things I'm grabbing. I love it. And it has a glass, like milk glass dome top that kind of rests precariously on these little brass prongs, and is big, this globe,
yeah.
Globe?
Yeah.
Dome.
I think it's a globe. Maybe not.
It's not round. It's a half globe. I found out yesterday they call it like a student shade. So anyway, it's hand painted with these beautiful like ivy tendrils. It reminds me so much of my grandmother Bubba and my mom, and I love it. I love how it looks, and it just brings me so much joy. And I was reaching, and this thing has broken 2 to 3 times
at least
before.
2 times, with like one crack that we've used like special glue to put it back together. So just it's broken into 2 pieces, I guess you could say.
Yes, a couple times, and we always salvaged it.
Yeah.
This time I reached up and something teetered and it smashed on the floor, and I mean into smithereens.
In a way, so how I experienced it, and maybe you can tell me, never in my wildest dreams did I think you did it, because it sounded so crazy that I thought maybe the cat had jumped up and like really jumped into it, because it sounded like it flew, and it shattered everywhere pretty far from where it hangs out.
Yeah.
Like, how did you just catch it wrong and then you threw it?
I think I went to try to like stabilize it, and I almost gave it a.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Interestingly, the part that we glued was like stayed intact. It was everything else.
Well, if that's not an endorsement for Gorilla Glue or whatever we used, I don't know what is.
But I instantly, like, it was still dark. Yeah. Okay, so there was no light on. Yeah. We heard it. We both knew what it was. I instantly start crying. But before I even make a sound, you are like, oh, babe. And it was so sweet. I mean, I knew it just for you to know how upset I would be.
Because the only real reason I knew is because of the 2 times it's broken before. Like, had that never happened before, I don't know if I would know the significance that much. You know what I mean?
Well,
I instantly felt so bad for you. That was brutal.
It was brutal. Now, what is interesting, God bless the internet.
Yeah.
I have ordered, and I threw a little money at it because this is emotional, and we're going to have another new lamp here soon.
Lamp or student shade?
Both.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I ordered a student shade, and I ordered a lamp, and they're coming. And I have high hopes.
Yeah.
That, it won't be the same one, but...
Afraid not.
Luckily, I was worried that then the lamp is just done so, like, because it's such a specific shade. I think this lamp must be from like the 40s or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anyway, it's going to live to see another day.
I'm so sorry that happened. How do you feel now after the whole aftermath? Are you kind of like, are you at peace with like, it is just a thing, and like...
It is just a thing, but I've been working through something lately, and I think losing your dad has made me realize like how important family is.
Yeah.
How important your close, your chosen family is, and really wanting to put my energy and time into family and like friends who I deeply love. And that's definitely going to be something I'm looking at for my resolutions. And that was almost, I don't need to read into everything, but it did feel like I actually felt this kind of, as I was cleaning it up, I like very much felt the presence of Bubba, who was my grandmother who had ALS for for like 30 years.
So it's hard for her to hold on to things.
Oh my God. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. God. Who had a really complicated relationship with my mom.
Okay.
Now, my mom's dad died when she was like in her late teens, actually very similar to when I lost my parents.
Wow. I don't think of that often. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah. And he was revered. Like he was this kind-hearted, the stories about him are also lovely. I think my Bubba was a bit more rigid and kind of judgmental and wanted everything to look a certain way, but also was very loving and generous. And I think it was just a reminder of like the importance of kind of family and loving family and accepting all the complications and anything that might come along with that. And I think of Bubba, and unfortunately, when I think of her, sometimes the things that kind of come into focus for me were this complicated dynamic and how, she had OCD. And I think versus thinking of her as like how incredible she was to survive that long with such a horrible disease, how like generous she was with us, how loving she still was, how full of life, like she still, and appearances were very important to her, but she also like loved beautiful things. This lamp, her home was really lovely. And I mean, we couldn't touch a lot of the things, but she always made sure there was like ice cream in she was such a beautiful hostess.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just wanted to like doing that experience. This is a lot to say about this. Like as I'm sweeping up shards, I just kind of had the epiphany of like, I want to remember the best of her.
Oh, that's nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very nice.
And I want to remember, I feel like we left your father's funeral with the best of him.
Yes.
I want to feel that way about all of the people I love and like have grace, and maybe for myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everyone's complicated. Everyone has flaws.
Yes.
But it's a sweeter path to just not to dwell on that stuff and to think of the good stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I agree. That's very sweet.
Thank you. Good night.
I think good night.